With pure coins. Oh yeah, let's talk Spurs with pure coins. Oh yeah, hey, come on in and have your say. Why don't you smash that like along the way? Let's talk Spurs with pure coins. Yeah, let's talk Spurs with pure coins. Talk Spurs with pure coins. Yes, guys, good afternoon. Welcome to Let's Talk Spurs with me, Nigel from Pure Coins. How you all doing? Happy Thursday. It is nearly the weekend. Spurs are not playing, but it feels like a massive, massive weekend for Tottenham, doesn't it? With West Ham away at Newcastle. We are all Geordies for the weekend at least. It's a massive game, right? Because if West Ham fail to win, we really should. We should stay up. If West Ham don't win and get beat, Spurs only need a point from their last two games to retain their Premier League status, of course, unless West Ham were to win like 15-0 in the last game of the season, which is highly unlikely. Guys, let's hope. Let's hope Spurs get over the line, but it is going to be a tough weekend, a tough watch. Hopefully, like I say, Newcastle can do the job early, do the job well, and just give us that little bit of breathing space, which we should have got ourselves, shouldn't we, against Leeds United on Monday night. I haven't done a show since, so I will have my say on it quickly, guys, before I do. Please smash a like as you come in. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Really would appreciate it. So, yeah, listen, Leeds, it is what it is, right? It was a massive game. It was a game that Tottenham had to win, and it's a game that we failed to win. And on another day, we could easily have lost it. Right, in the first half, I think we had some good chances. We got in some good areas. Our finishing was woeful. Richarlison's first touch, incredibly bad, and he was incredibly wasteful in front of goal. Tal probably should have done better with one. Palhinha, who you'd put money on, right, for a defensive midfielder, had a great chance, did all the hard work, blazed it over. But again, Kinski first half pulled off one great save to keep Leeds at bay. And the second half, Spurs huffed and puffed a little bit. Yes, great goal from Tal. Got to say that. He was very frustrating though, wasn't he? He was decent, but his decision making, I would say, is really, really poor. I think that's what lets Tal down the most for me, is his decision making. You know, when to give the ball, when to not to give the ball, when to shoot, when not to shoot. Always seems to just get it wrong for me. But good finish from Tal. And of course, he had an absolute brain fart by trying what he did in his own box. Bit lazy for me, that. You know, but it is what it is. Leeds equalise, and like I say, if it wasn't for Kinski at the end, we would have lost the game. Obviously, we can talk about the penalty. Maddison coming on was a big bonus for me, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic. He came on and he looked like he'd never been away, and that's, you know, was a big fear for me. I thought Maddison may come back, may, you know, not really get in the game, not really want the ball, but he came on, he wanted it. He wanted to move the ball, always looking forward, always looking to make things happen, probing with it. And of course, you know, how many times this season, right, have we got in and around the box and we've been brought, there's been like a tackle in the box. We've been brought down or something's happened and we've been penalty. It's never happened. I can't remember it happening all season. We haven't had a penalty all season. And that's because we hardly get in and around the box, right? A lot of it is just crosses in. But the first time with Maddison back, we finally have a player who will stand up a defender in the box and take him on and make things happen. And for me, blatant penalty all day long. What I don't get is VAR that will spend 4 minutes looking at Tell's penalty against him, which was as blatant as they come. You need to look at it for about 10 seconds. Yep, that's a penalty. Yet the Maddison one, which you really needed to look at, no, Just wave it away. I just don't get it. Listen, it is what it is. We've all got our ideas, right? West Ham fans think that they're getting a bad end of the stick and that they want Spurs to stay up. Spurs fans are thinking everyone hates us. Everyone wants Spurs to go down. I guess it's somewhere in the middle, right? When you're at the bottom, you just don't get those decisions go your way. And currently, we're not getting those decisions go our way, but it is what it is. We have two games to go, and hopefully we will get over the line. I will bring the chat in a minute. But for me, this is a massive game. Our next game at Stamford Bridge is a huge, huge game for Spurs. One that I'm hoping we can get something out of, whether that be a draw or a win. We all know Chelsea, right? It doesn't matter how bad they are, they will turn up against Tottenham when it matters. They always do. They always do, no matter what. The one thing we have in our favour, maybe, is the fact that they have the FA Cup final on Saturday or Sunday. Proves what I know. I don't even know what day it's on. Is it the weekend anyway? And then, of course, we play them on the Tuesday. I would guess it's on the Saturday. Depending on how they get on, right? Depending on how they get on will depend on how they play, maybe, on Tuesday night. If they win it, a guaranteed European football, maybe they will still be celebrating. Maybe they won't care so much. I don't know. At the same time, they might want it more. If they lose, they may be down, who knows? But I do think that this FA Cup final, in between the Spurs game, could work in our favour. We will see. And if you look at our record at Chelsea, actually, over the last 10 years, since that game, Battle of the Bridge, which is on my thumbnail, in the last 10 games, 10 years against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, Spurs have only won one game, and that was that 3-1 victory. But we have picked up 3 draws, and 3 draws is vital because for me, if we get a point at Stamford Bridge, we have an excellent chance of staying up. It stays in our hands, right? If we get a point at Stamford Bridge, regardless of what West Ham do, as long as we get a point at Stamford Bridge, it stays in our hands. And that's what I want more than anything. The last thing I want is for West Ham to win, Tottenham to lose, and it's out of our hands. All we can do is hope. As long as it's in our hands, I'm confident we can get out of it. But those 6 defeats, of course, in the last 10 years, and there's been more, but in cup games. Listen, it's going to be a tough game. We all know Stamford Bridge is not the nicest place to go, regardless of how Chelsea are doing, what kind of team they have. It's going to be a night. We've got to get through it. We've got to get some out of it. But like I say, hopefully Newcastle would have already beaten West Ham, and it just takes a bit of the pressure off, knowing that a point will be enough to keep us in the Premier League. And it may affect the way we turn up, right? It may affect what tactics we do. If West Ham have lost and we only need a point, maybe we play more defensively. Maybe we just look to hit Chelsea on the counter-attack. If we don't have to win, maybe De Zerbi sets us up slightly differently. Guys, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Do you think if West Ham lose and we only need that point, do you think then that De Zerbi may set us up slightly differently against Chelsea, try and get that point, and then we're safe? Or do you think he will play the same way? I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting, guys. It really is. But we will get into it today, no doubt. Let's see who's in the chat. The Sporting Journeys first one in, as always. Says, good afternoon, Nige. Hope you're well, our good friend. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Thank you. I hope you guys are too. Much love to you all. And he says, good afternoon to the chat. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you. Yeah, hit that like, guys. And if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Really would appreciate it. Jimmy says, big up, Nige. And chat, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jimmy. How you doing? Let us know your team for Tuesday night. I know you like putting the teams in. So let us know your team. Would you start with Maddison? Or would you keep him on the bench? Guys, I found this today. This is a thing of beauty. Check this out. It's a new Twix. Hazelnut. Oh, I love a bit of hazelnut. And yeah, I like Twix too. So it's a win-win for me. Tottenham Therapy's in. Big up, Ant. Says, big up, Nige. Hope you're well. Like, smashed. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. And the Sporting Journey said, I strongly believe you have to beat Chelsea and hope for a draw on the final day, especially if West Ham get a result against Newcastle. Yeah, listen, it is all dependent on the Newcastle West Ham game, right? Because if Newcastle fail to win, if West Ham win, we're in serious trouble because suddenly we then have to get something at Chelsea. But listen, let's just hope, right? Let's just hope Newcastle get the result. You know, a nice 4-0 early doors, 3-0 by half time, get another one second half, wrap the game up, just takes a massive weight off of Tottenham's shoulders. And all we need then is a point in the last two games. Listen, maybe that might work against us. Maybe it might be better if we have to win a game. But listen, right now, I'm hoping Newcastle absolutely smash West Ham. But it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough weekend. And we have it all to do next week. Next week is huge, right? 2 games in a week. And basically, this time, next Sunday, we will know whether we are still in the Premier League or whether we will be playing Championship football next season. Logan's in, saying good afternoon, Nigel, mate, and the chat. Big up, everyone. Big up, Logan. I hope you're well, buddy. I hope you are well. And Logan says, you watch Chelsea will play their best game of the season against us. I want a positive result against the scum. Yeah, listen, we know Chelsea are going to turn up. Right? We know they will. But for me, it's time for Tottenham to turn up. It's time for us to turn up. Forget what Chelsea are doing. Yeah, Chelsea are Chelsea, right? They will turn up against us. But they're not unbeatable. They're not the Chelsea of old. Go down and put in a performance. And if we are at our best, I think we can beat them. Whether we will or not is another question. But listen, we are going to have to be at our best to get anything at Chelsea. We know that. We turn up and we play like we did against Wolves. Probably we play like we did against Leeds. We probably won't get anything. We have to put in a performance like we did against Villa, like we did against Brighton at home. Then we've got a chance. But let's see what Spurs turn up, right? Sporting Journey says good afternoon to Logan. Adam's in, saying our biggest game is Geordie's West Ham. It is. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the first one, right? But as far as I'm concerned, mate, it in our hands. It's in our own hands. So as long as we win, as long as we do our job, it doesn't matter what West Ham do. They could win their next 2 games 10-0 and 10-0. If we win our next 2 games, it doesn't matter. But I take your point. I really do take your point. It's a massive game. It is a huge game. And I did a short about it earlier, just saying that I like the jeopardy. I like the fact that we are playing for something. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to do this every season. But if you're challenging for a European place or challenging for the title, challenging for Champions League, every game means something. Right now at the bottom, it is, believe me, guys, if you're at the top now, if you any fans of Arsenal or Chelsea or anyone in there, and you're at the top, believe me, when you're fighting relegation, it just feels more, not special, certainly not special, more important. Every game is massive. Every minute of every game is massive. And every minute of every game of every other game is massive. And listen, there's so much to play for, and so much to lose, and also so much to gain. So it's a massive, massive 10 days or so ahead for Tottenham Hotspur. Daniel's in, saying good afternoon, Nigel and Co. Good afternoon, mate. I hope you're well. And he says Magpies help. We do need the Magpies to do us a favour. And listen, a lot of fans saying, you know, oh, Newcastle fans want Spurs to lose. You know, Newcastle are going to roll over and get their bellies tickled. I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. Newcastle will want to finish above Sunderland. Yeah, they will want to finish as high as they can. So, and it's their last home game of the season. I expect Newcastle to turn up. I will be very disappointed if they don't. And listen, for me, it's all or nothing for West Ham. They have to go for it, and it will leave gaps in there, I think, for Newcastle to, well, hopefully win the game. But listen, we'll see. It's terrifying, isn't it? Just the thought of it. The Danalist is in. Big up, Dan. Says, big up, Nige. Please smash the likes and subscribe. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you haven't. Much appreciate it. And he says, big up to the chat as well. Chris Downs is in. Big up, Chris. Says, afternoon all. Good afternoon to you, mate. I hope you're well. And Wembers is in saying, afternoon, Nigel, all in the chat. I would suggest that Newcastle versus West Ham is an even bigger game than ours, given the implications of the result. Yes. Yeah, I agree to an extent. It is a massive game. Listen, that game affects us, right, massively, and it affects the way we're going to have to set up against Chelsea. But as I said, for me, it is all about Spurs. We do our job. Doesn't matter what anybody else does. You know, it'd be different if Newcastle had to beat West Ham. Because if they didn't, we'd be down. But the fact is, it is still in our own hands. Even if West Ham win, it is still in our own hands. So let's see what we do. It's going to be a crazy 11 days. That's for certain. Sporting Journey says, good afternoon, chat. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you. Big up to you, Stu. And Wember says, we have to be careful with matters at the bridge as Chelsea will undoubtedly target him physically. I agree. I wouldn't be starting him. I wouldn't be starting him. I would be hoping not to play him at all, if I'm honest. You know, hopefully we go there with 3-0 up. Game done. We don't need to bring him on. But it might be it's probably going to be one of them where we might need him to come on for the last 15 minutes. And, you know, hopefully as a fellow professional, you wouldn't try to injure him. You would hope. But listen, we've seen it before, haven't we? Logan says, good afternoon, Stu. Sorry, mate, I'm late to see your message. All good here, pal. I hope you are too. And Stu said, big up to Logan as well. So, guys, what do we think? Do we think we've got any chance? I mean, start with, do we think that Newcastle are going to beat West Ham? They've got to, right? Haven't they? They've got to. I mean, West Ham cannot be winning at Newcastle. I know they won there last year. Before anyone says, I know they won there last year. But this year, you really do feel that Newcastle, last home game in the Premier League season, will want to finish above Sunderland, want to finish as high as possible. The pressure's on the manager as well. They will want to go out with a bang, right, in front of their own fans. You would think, but we will see. The Sporting Journey says if West Ham put in the same effort as they did against Arsenal, I can see them getting a result, Nige. Possibly. I look at that Newcastle midfield, though, and I look at it and I think his power and technical ability, and I just see it overrunning the West Ham midfield. If I'm honest, of course, it doesn't mean they're going to win, but I could see I think Newcastle win the game in midfield against West Ham. And listen, please, Bruno, get a couple of goals. That would be fantastic. Logan said, I'd love Maddis to start, but I feel they are going to hurt him if he does. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. Like I said, I wouldn't be starting with Maddison. I'd be looking at maybe Maddison starting last game of the season against Everton. No, Everton are a physical side as well. But at some point, right, for me, like I've said it in a video, if we can get Maddison on the pitch for an hour of the next two games, it's half an hour each game, I think we'll have enough to stay up. I really do. I think just by having him on the pitch for 30 minutes in one game and 30 minutes in another could be the difference between us going down and staying up. But we will see. We will see. He may start. The Sporting Journey says a positive is that you're playing Chelsea at the right time. Absolutely. This is what I mean. If they've won the FA Cup, you know, it's tough ass, right? They got Man City in the FA Cup final. But if they win, you know, the euphoric nature of winning a trophy could just take their eye off the ball. By the same token, if they lose, you know, I don't know. We will see. It's all ifs and buts, isn't it? But we will see. Jimmy says, my team, Nige, Kinski, Porro, Van der Ven, Danzo, Udogi, Polinia, Gallagher, Bentoncourt, Madison, Tell, Richarlison. So Madison starts. Interesting. Yeah, listen, I've got nothing against that team at all. I think I quite like it. I would be worried starting Madison, but I do like it. Anyone hearing about Polinia today? News is that he's got interest from Sporting Lisbon. So listen, he may not even join Spurs in the summer. Apparently, Sporting are looking to bring in Palhinha in the summer from Bayern Munich. But listen, we will see what happens. It would be an easy out for Spurs, won't it, if they let another team take him? And of course, Palhinha, Portuguese, may want to finish his career in Portugal. We will see. Is all rumours, of course. Andy Zayn said, afternoon, Nige, talk about doing it the Tottenham way. Still think it's the best time to play Chelsea. Come on, you Spurs. Listen, we all knew, right? We were never going to do it the easy way. It was never going to be home to Leeds. We win 3-0, bish bash bosh, 4 points clear, happy days. Sit there and watch Newcastle beat West Ham or draw to West Ham, and it doesn't matter because we're safe anyway. That was never going to happen. We were always going to make hard work of it, Andy. It's what we do, right? It is what we do. So frustrating, but listen, it is what it is. We have to sit through it, and hopefully, um, we come out the other side. But one way or another, in 10, 11 days' time, we will know. We will know what division we are in next season. I still can't quite believe I am thinking that we could be playing championship football next season. It's weird, isn't it? Because a month ago, I was all set. I was getting my head around it. I was like, okay, championship football, it might be all right for a season. No VAR. You know what you do when you try and talk yourself into something? It's like, it won't be so bad. Won't be that bad. It's going to hurt to start with, but then it'll be fine. And then suddenly, a couple of wins and a draw, and you're like, okay, we're out of the bottom three, we're staying up. And now suddenly the thought of going down again is terrifying. Um, I'm sure we'll get our heads around it if it does happen, but hopefully it won't. Rodney's in, saying big up to all. Come on, you Spurs. Lange Enoch out, and Bin out, all out. Absolutely, 100%. Get them all out of the club. They are one of the main reasons we are in the position we are in. No doubt about it. And will they go? Probably not. They'll probably get a pay rise and bonuses and all that kind of shit, won't they? Because that's what happens at Spurs. You do a bad job and you get a promotion, you know? Go figure. But there you go. Benito's in saying, I'd rather my car break down and us go down. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, touch wood. Touch wood, your car doesn't break down. Touch wood, my car doesn't break down. And let's hope we don't go down as well. But big up to you, Benito. Chonky's in saying, afternoon, Dan and chat. Battle of the Bridge, part 2. Yeah, part 2. Big up, Chonky, mate. I hope you're well. How's the editing going? Have you done any? I bet you haven't, have you? Too busy spending time with the missus, no doubt. And let me know if you're about later for some Daisy in. Let me know. The Sporting Journey says, would you take a draw between Newcastle and West Ham? I mean, I would rather than the West Ham win, but listen, for me, I'm just hoping Newcastle batter them. 4-0, something like that would be fantastic. Kind of them just puts, because I really do think, Stu, that Leeds are going to give West Ham a good game at the last, final game of the season. I don't think Leeds roll over. They're not that kind of team. They're not those kind of fans, right? They will demand that Leeds put in a performance. So I got no worries about Leeds going to West Ham and putting in a performance. But what I don't want is Leeds going to West Ham after after West Ham have come away from Newcastle with either a point or 3 points, because then West Ham are up. I want them to be really low by the time they play you guys. So I'm hoping for a big Newcastle win, but we will see. Drula's in. Send big up, Nigel chat. Big up, Drula. I hope you're well. And El Cockerel, big up, Jose. Says afternoon, Nigel chat. Hope you're well and healthy. I hope you are too, mate. I hope you are too. I hope you're good. Sorry, mate. I've gone kind of at the same time as you. I didn't realize when I set it up. I just set it up and went. But big up to you, Jose. I hope you're well, buddy. The Stoic is in, one of the greatest names on YouTube. Says, my problem is that I can conceivably see us not getting any more points. And that is a deep concern. I feel like Ange Postecoglou at the moment. I've constantly got a cough. Don't know why. Don't think I'm drinking enough water. And he says, sorry to be a downer. Just saying it as I see it, mate. Listen, I don't see us. It's weird, isn't it? Because you're saying that on one hand. I don't see us losing another game. And that sounds weird as well. I'm not saying we're going to win, But I think under De Zerbi now, we're looking a bit more secure, right? I mean, I know Kinski's had to make a few good saves, but I don't see us conceding lots of goals. And listen, Chelsea's going to be tough. I see us getting 2 points out in the next 2 games. Is whether that's enough. Is whether that's enough. Um, like you say, you don't see us getting any more points. I don't see us winning any more games, really. If we have to win at home to Everton, that's going to be a really tough ask. But I do see us getting a point at Chelsea, and then I do see us getting a point against Everton. I can see Everton being a lot like the Leeds game, whereas anyone could win. There could be big chances at either end. It's just a question of whether we take them or they take them. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a terrifying thought, mate, isn't it? It really is. The Sporting Journey says, like you guys learned, Leeds are not going to be on the beach v West Ham, and Farker will want Leeds to finish as high, so they won't have it easy either. No, absolutely. And I wouldn't expect it any other way. I would expect Leeds to turn up. Like I say, I've seen them a few times this season. They are decent. They are decent. So we will see. Chunky says, I've done a bit, don't worry. Can't tonight, Dad, but I will. Could be tomorrow. Absolute loser. No, it's fine. That's fine. It's all good. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. We'll get on it tomorrow. Fernie's in. Said, can't see West Ham getting a draw at Newcastle and beat us on the last day. Oh, I can see West Ham getting a draw at Newcastle and beating us on the last day. Spurs lose to Chelsea, so it's up to you guys to beat Everton to stay up. It could well listen, I do think it goes to the last game. I've been saying it for months. I think it goes right down to the wire. And it's going to be one of those, right? It's going to be one of those last day where West Ham will go in front and everyone's like, West Ham are winning, Spurs are in the bottom 3, and then Spurs will equalise and they'll be out of the bottom, vice versa. And it's just going to be like that until the end. It's going to be terrifying. We're all going to lose a bit of weight, probably. We're all going to be, the tickers are going to be going a little bit stronger than usual. But as long as we come out the right end, that's all that matters, I guess. Thomas is in. Big up, Thomas. And Chelsea may be going into our game after winning the FA Cup. They will be filled with confidence. This is true, mate. This is true. They could. They could. They could also be going into it, winning it, thinking, we've won. We won a cup, still celebrating. You never know. Or they could go into it losing and have no confidence at all. We will see. We will see. Listen, the fans will demand they turn up against Tottenham. So I have no doubt that they will. Pete Chambers is in saying, afternoon, Nige. Sorry, I'm late. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem. How's your belly? I hope it's a little better now. I hope you managed to sort it out, whatever it was. Pete says, sorry, he's already said that. I needed a snooze after the KFC. Okay, so a good snooze, got rid of the bellyache, hopefully. The Sporting Journey saying it, big up to Drooler. Chonky saying, I think we have had more chance of beating Chelsea than Everton. If it comes down to the final day, I think we could bottle it. Home form is so bad. Yeah, you're right. It is. And like I said, I expected us to beat Leeds. I thought even though our home form was bad, we would turn up. And we just didn't, did we? We just didn't turn up. So Everton's going to be a really tough game. We have got a fantastic record against Everton, just like we did against Leeds. Doesn't mean anything, right? Form goes out the window this season. We can forget past results. It's all about the here and now. Hearing so many West Ham fans saying, oh, well, we beat Newcastle last season at St James's Park. Doesn't matter. How did you get on the 5 years before that? Come on. Let's it is all in the here and now. Do West Ham want it? Do Spurs want it? Who wants it the most? Is probably who is going to stay up. So we will see. Thomas said Chelsea won't be doing us any favours. They absolutely won't be. They will be desperate to send us down, especially if West Ham win against Newcastle and we have to get something against Chelsea. Chelsea will be all out to try and stop that, and they will be celebrating if they beat us 100%. Pete saying big up to everyone. Drooler saying that's okay to Stu. Stephen's in saying, hi Nigel, hope you're good. I think the West Ham Newcastle is arguably a bigger game for us. They lose, and I think we'll be okay. Fingers crossed. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, listen, it's a massive game, isn't it? when is it? Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Massive game Sunday. If Newcastle can beat West Ham, then surely you would think that would be enough to keep Spurs in the Premier League. But you never know. You never know. I still think Spurs. I mean, if, like I say, if Newcastle win, right, if Newcastle win, we need a point from our last two games. So, however we get it, whether it be that be against Chelsea or whether that be against Everton, I'd rather it's against Chelsea so we can just relax a bit against Everton. But if West Ham lose, 1 point is all we need. And if we can't get 1 point from our last two games, we don't deserve to stay up. So let's see what happens. The Sporting Journey says, please remember to hit the like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you, Nigel. We'll be grateful. I would be very grateful if you could hit that like, if you could hit that subscribe button. I know I'm going at random times at the moment. I do want to get back to my normal breakfast show. But with work and everything, it's difficult. So I just want to get on when I can get on. Like I say, haven't managed to get on since Monday night. Haven't done any show since the Leeds game. So I was desperate to get on today. Saw a little time gap. Thought, sod it, I got to do it. So listen, I appreciate everyone that's turned up and everyone that's here. I really do. Stephen says, I'm hoping that Man City kick the Chelsea players black and blue. That's how desperate I am. Listen, I feel exactly the same way, mate. I want Man City to absolutely batter them, to destroy them, to just put them in the doldrums, to make them think they're the worst players in the world. Add to that a couple of injuries as well. That would be absolutely brilliant. I want Chelsea chasing shadows for maybe 120 minutes. Let's have it as a draw in 90 minutes and then Chelsea to get battered in extra time. And yeah, by the time the Spurs come, Chelsea are just done. Just beat us is fine. And that's what I'm hoping for too, Steve. Absolutely. Gavin's in. Big up, Gavin. Says we need Newcastle to do us a favour. I hold out no hope at Stamford Bridge. Listen, it's difficult to think we're going to get anything at Stamford Bridge, right? Because our record there is so poor over the years. One win in the last 10 years in the Premier League. So it's going to be really tough. It is. It's going to be really tough. But listen, if we want to stay in the Premier League, we've got to go to Stamford Bridge and we've got to get something, right? The way I'm looking at it is right now, I'm looking at West Ham winning. West Ham winning. And that puts them a point above us. And then we have to get something at Chelsea, whether that's a point or a win, something. We cannot get a beat. So that's the way I'd be looking at it right now. Let's see what happens, of course, over the weekend with Newcastle and West Ham. I think, listen, we are all massive Magpie fans for one day only. Pete Chambers says Sunday is where it's at. I think West Ham will win there. I think if West Ham win there, they stay up. It's that important. That is, you guys lose to Chelsea. Pressure hasn't worked for Spurs this season. Listen, it's difficult to disagree with you, Pete. It really is, because the pressure will be ramped back up onto Tottenham. The one thing I will say is, regardless of what West Ham do, like I said earlier, doesn't matter if they win 10-0 the next two games. As long as Spurs do their job, we will stay up. So Spurs, win your two games. Doesn't matter what West Ham do. But listen, easier said than done, right? And I agree. If West Ham win and we're back in the bottom three with 2 games to go, going to Stamford Bridge, I'm not confident. I'm not confident. But listen, let's see what happens Sunday first. I am not looking forward to Sunday at all. Danny's in. Danny Rumsey, big up, mate. Says smash the like and subscribe, please. Absolutely, smash that like and subscribe. Really would appreciate it. And please, Danny, do us a favour, mate. When you play West Ham last game of the season, please, guys, turn up and turn them over for us. Because everyone's just assuming, right, that West Ham beat Newcastle and we don't beat Chelsea. That's it. It's done. But Leeds United are a decent side, right? And there's no reason why they can't go to West Ham and win. So it's not all over until the fat lady sings. Let's hope she's singing after the Chelsea game when Spurs have won and Tottenham are still in the Premier League. Jimmy says, remember, lots of people said we wouldn't beat Villa. Absolutely, mate. And this is the thing, isn't it? They give us no chance, right? Basically, that game was marked down as a defeat before we even played it. And look what happened. So there's absolutely no reason why we can't go to Chelsea and get something, right? Something. And effectively, as long as West Ham don't win, all we need is something at West Ham, at Chelsea. Point three, whatever. It's it's that important now. Tottenham, do your job. Do your job. And listen, we're unbeaten in four, right? 2 wins, 2 draws. Sure. The last draw was really disappointing. And in fact, the draw against Brighton was really disappointing. But, you know, you look at another day, we could have had 4 wins in a row. Obviously, we could have also lost against Leeds. But it is what it is. Kev's in, saying, hi, Nige. Hi, everyone. Big up to you, Kev. I hope you're well, mate. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you, channel member. And Danny says, we always turn up. I heard Spurs fans thinking we were on the beach and Spurs would beat us. I think, for me, I'm just talking personally. Didn't necessarily think Leeds would be on the beach. I thought they would turn up because they always do. They're Leeds United, right? I just thought with our record against Leeds at home, 6 wins in a row before Monday night's game, I thought we'd beat you. I did. I thought we'd have enough. And, I've seen it on Twitter earlier. And nobody can say Tottenham fans are not great fans, right? If you've seen it and the Tifo up together always, the Tottenham fans and the club really tried to push the team forward, really tried to push the team on to get that result. It's a thing of beauty. It's like a Champions League night. But we just didn't turn up. When it mattered, the players just didn't quite turn up, didn't quite do it. And that's the lack of quality, right? We are down the bottom of the league for a reason because we're not very good. We have good players that can turn it on, and of course, a lot of injuries. But listen, we are lacking severely quality in that team currently, and that's why it was so good for me to see Maddison back. Maddison back and looking like his old self as well. So hopefully Maddison get fitter and fitter. And if we stay in the Premier League next season, he can have a really good season for Spurs. Because I think he's due a season where he doesn't get injured too much. Let's see what happens. Alfie's in. Big up, Alfie. Saying, is Maddison going to be banned or fined from the PGMOL? The truth must hurt of these officials that they are scared to make decisions. Right, I tell you what, if Maddison was banned, right, if it come out and said Maddison's banned for the last 2 games, then I would actually say yes, the Premier League wants Spurs to go down, and I think then we should just say, all right, fuck it, we're not going to turn up for the last 2 games. Give us 2-3-0 defeats, we go down, because for me that would just be the kick in the teeth that would end it. But I think it's just reports. I don't think he's going to get. What's he going to get banned for? He's right. They are scared to make decisions. For me, VAR needs to be scrapped. Totally scrap it. It has ruined the game. It has ruined the game. It really has. I heard Wayne Rooney saying he'd scrap it. Needs to be gotten rid of. It probably won't be, but I honestly think if enough ex-players, if enough managers, and if enough people get together and say, this ain't working, get rid of it, I honestly think they could do it. Trouble is, will enough people stand up and be counting? And it's got to piss the referees off as well, surely, because they're not refereeing the game anymore. They're not making decisions. They're letting VAR do it, and even VAR getting it wrong. So how can you expect a referee, right, to get things right? We never did, right? Whenever we used to watch games back in the day, before VAR, the referee would make a decision. You'd go to work on the Monday and you'd argue with your mate about, oh, he was offside by a mile on a goal that was given. And it was annoying, but it was great. Now we're still arguing about it because you've got 3 refs getting it wrong. You've got the ref getting it wrong, and you've got 2 people in the VAR also scared to get it right and also getting it wrong. It's a shit show. Get rid of it all. I know they won't, but I certainly would. Kev says, I've heard a lot of Leeds fans saying they don't want Leeds to turn up last game to send Spurs down. For a lot of Newcastle fans saying that as well, mate. But I do think it's just fan talk, right? Because let's be honest, if Chelsea were down there, I'd be the same. If Arsenal were down there, I'd probably be the same. But listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Not seeing any Arsenal fans in the chat. I mean, apart from Pete, of course. But yeah, a lot these Arsenal fans have gone quiet. I don't know whether we're just not important anymore to them. Like, there's no bantering, there's no coming in and taking a piss out of Spurs. Maybe they just feel that sorry for us that they're not coming in anymore. Jimmy says Tuesday, big day for Southampton too. Spygate investigation to be announced. That's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. I mean, what has happened to our game? What has happened? It's absolutely mental. It really is. Wember says two things. Newcastle and their passionate fans will not want to lose a final home game. If Leeds show up at West Ham with anywhere near the spirit they showed against us, they will trouble West Ham 100%, mate. Anyone who thinks this is done and dusted are crazy. It's not. Newcastle won't roll over, nor will Leeds, nor will Chelsea, and nor will Everton. They're going to be 4 tough games, and we will see what happens at the end of it. Slightly different at the top of the Premier League, where Arsenal are Burnley, and you would expect Arsenal to win comfortably. And then the last game of the season, they're at home. I think they're at Palace. Is it at Palace or at home to Palace? Palace have got a Conference League final like 3 or 4 days later. So it's kind of a little bit different, but certainly at the bottom, I don't see any teams rolling over to help the other. But we will see. We will see. It's going to be a massive, massive next 11 days for Tottenham Hotspur and West Ham United, of course. Danny says, Kevin, we will turn up at the remaining games as the higher we finish, the more money we get. And yeah, people forget about that as well. Managers, chairman, they won't just want to roll over and say, oh, it's all right, we won't win the last 2 games, because who wants to finish 2 places higher and get an extra 8 million quid, right? It's crazy. Of course, they want to finish as high as possible. And the players probably get bonuses for finishing higher as well. So, listen, all this about players rolling over and teams not turning up, absolute rubbish. Just not going to happen. You watch now, if it happens, I'll be bloody livid, but it shouldn't. Daniel says that's ridiculous. Absolutely agree, mate. Spurs Glory says if West Ham wins with Newcastle, we'll be in trouble. We may go down. Those players don't do so well under pressure. Listen, this is the fear, mate, isn't it? If West Ham gets something, but listen, Spurs have done all right under pressure. We beat Villa under pressure. We beat Wolves under pressure. So, listen, I'm not going to be too hard. We will see. We will see. We've got Maddison back now. You would hope maybe he gets a few more minutes in the next 2 games. Let's see. It is squeaky bum time. There's no doubt about it. This is it. It's now or never for Tottenham Hotspur. Alfie says, I agree. I think if that happens, we should generally not want to be a part of this corrupt league, and then we should take them to court for it as well. Others do it and call them out, and there's no punishment. Agreed, Alfie. Absolutely mental. I think it is probably all just rumours, but it would be mental if it happened. Kev says, I hear your opinion, Danny. Not what I'm hearing from the large majority of Leeds fans and Leeds supporters I'm mates with. Yeah, listen, I agree. Lots of supporters are giving it large in there. Let's be honest, most supporters want Spurs to go down, right? Because we're a massive club. And as much as people say we're not a big club, we are a huge club. And that is why we're getting as much stick as we are, because we shouldn't be where we are. And people want to see the big clubs suffer. And we're suffering. And other fans are loving it. And like I say, I'd be the same. I'd be the same if it was at any other side. If it was an Arsenal, if it was a Chelsea, if it was a Liverpool, a United, I'd be the same. So, listen, it is what it is. The Sporting Journey saying big up to Danny. And then he says, please remember to hit the like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you. Yes, guys, really would appreciate it. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button too if you haven't. Danny saying, Stu, all good, my friend. I hope you and Silla and the rest of the family are good. I echo that, of course. Just going to check the old sub count going on here, guys. I have picked up 1 sub. I'm 5 subs short of 1.6k. If anyone hasn't subbed and would sub, I'd much appreciate it. I want to try and get to 1.6k before the Newcastle West Ham game. Daniel saying, I think the only valid technological intervention in sport is Hawkeye in tennis, to be honest. Yeah. Listen, I think the goal line thing works pretty well, doesn't it? The goal line, and I haven't got a problem with VAR for offside, but they need to make offside clearer, in my opinion. Clear daylight. If there's clear daylight, I think then you're looking at offside. I think if they're kind of in the same and it's just a leg or an arm or a finger, I think, you know what, let it go. The idea was always to give the attacker more of the advantage, right? It feels like that's gone now. It feels like they want to take goals away from this great game instead of add goals. But it is what it is. We will say, for me, VAR is dead. Jane's in, big up Jane. I hope you're well. Said it's not down to the fans saying teams will roll over. It's not. And listen, as a fan, of course, you want to see the big clubs suffer, but I don't see a world where Newcastle will roll over. They want to win that last game to get as much money as possible. The manager will want to win it to keep his job for next season. The players will want to win it to get the bonuses, and the players and the fans will want to win it because realistically, they want to try and finish above Sunderland. I'm not sure if they can, but I think they're pretty close in the league. Stephen says, here's a thought. If Maddison was to score a winning goal with Chelsea, in an instant, he becomes our player of the season. Maybe it's in the stars. Listen, if Maddison gets a winner against Chelsea, build a freaking statue. No, they won't build a statue, would they? Put a mural up. We need something up with Maddison because, listen, for me, I love Madders. I really do. He's my favourite Spurs player. He's not been involved in this shit show this season. It's nothing to do with him. And he showed me on that Monday night in that 15-minute cameo what we've missed. Such a difference with him on the pitch. So absolutely love to see Maddison back. Let's hope we can keep him fit for the rest of this season and going into next season. Pete says we need to go back to one man running the show, i.e. ref. He will make mistakes, yes, but they will be honest ones, the way it used to be. That or have a ref pitch side with a monitor to watch carefully. I agree, mate. Why go to VAR all the time, And or just have it. So, listen, for me, this is a really simple thing, and they probably wouldn't do it because it's too simple. So both teams, right, get 2 calls each, right? 1 call in the first half, 1 call in the second half. You can't use it in both in the same half, right? So you get 1 call in the first half, 1 call in the second half, where a decision could be made. The ref can make a decision, and the team can, I don't know, hold up a board or something, and they can disagree with the decision. And then the ref can go and look at the decision and decide whether he's got it right or wrong. Now, if he's got it wrong, I mean, you lose the call anyway. It's not like if you get it right, they get the call back. But so they get 2 calls during a game. So on a penalty that's not given, they can stick their hand up or stick the board up, say, no, we want that looked at. The referee can go across to the monitor. He's not got people in his ears. He can go across the monitor, look at it, say, no, I still don't think it's a penalty. Carry on with the game. For me, that would make things a little bit more exciting. And then we've not got 7,000 refs reffing the game. But listen, maybe that's dangerous as well because we're changing the game again. The Sporting Journey says we are all good. Thank you, Danny. Jane saying, and good afternoon to all the chat as well. Good afternoon. I hope you're well, Jane. Danny said, I heard West Ham fans think we're going to put out our under 11s against West Ham. I said the under 11s will beat them, quite possibly. Listen, yeah, West Ham, for me, is in Tottenham's hands, right? Do our job, we stay in the Premier League. It is that simple. It really is that simple. Let's hope we can do it. We will see what happens. Tom's in. Said evening. Good evening to you, Tom. I hope you're well, mate. Spurs Glory says Arsenal fans see themselves as potential winners now. They want to turn page over the past. We yet can't do that. Our rivals are no more the Gooners. Let's hope RDZ can change that mentality. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Arsenal, we're not their rivals as much as we are. we're not their rivals, really. They're looking up, we're looking down. It is what it is. The Stoic says our beloved club stands at a crossroads. One is a road to survival and hopefully redemption, whilst the other takes us to a disaster and relegation. Let's pray we take the right path. Absolutely, mate. It's absolutely huge, isn't it? The next 11 days for Tottenham Hotspur will tell us everything. Absolutely everything. Daniel Field says 100% Nige. Sporting Journey says it's a big story why people want Spurs to go down, Nige. It is. It is. Daniel says F them. Absolutely F them. Dexter says you, man, are ass. Thank you. Thank you. Don't know if you're talking to me, but thank you if you are. Appreciate it. Stephen says, if it does go down to the last day, then there's no way I can watch a game. My heart couldn't take the stress. My blood pressure is already too high. I don't blame you, mate. I really don't blame you. It's one of them, isn't it? It really is one of them. We will see. We will see what happens. Daniel says, get those subs in. Tom says, I'm unsubbed. Oh, wow. But then he says he's kidding. Whew. So you never know when to ask for subs or how much you have to ask for subs. But listen, I don't see you getting anyway if you don't ask. If you don't ask, you don't get, right? But thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the guys who have subbed. And thank you for Tom for not unsubbing. I appreciate it. Spurs Glory says big clubs serious about challenging for titles, do everything they can to keep the manager. Yep. I mean, we need to now stick with De Zerbi, right? If he's the man and he stays if we go down, we've got to stick with him. I'm guessing there'll be two different things, right? If we stay up, we stay up. If we go down, we may need another manager. We will see. Dexter says people want Spurs to go down because you're ass. Well, I mean, yeah, we are. We're terrible this season, Dexter. I'm not disagreeing with you. But listen, we're still a massive club. We are still a massive club steeped in history. And anyone who can't see that obviously do not know their Tottenham. But, we will see. We will see. Danny saying, come on, get Nige to his target. I've been trying to get to 350 before the end of the season, but Nige is close. Thanks, mate. Danny, I didn't realise I will sub to your channel straight away. What's your channel called, Danny? Have I subbed already? I'm not sure if I have. Danny, put your link in the chat, guys, and we will get a few people over there to sub to it. Absolutely. Shem Tam's in, saying, hey, Nige, hope you're good. What's the odds on VAR helping West Ham this weekend? Well, listen, there is no doubt, right, that VAR will have an influence on the next two games, whether it be West Ham, whether it be Spurs, whether it be Man City or Arsenal. They will have an impact on doing something that will change history. I really do think that. Let's see. Let's see. Tom says, on this day in 2017, we played our final game at the old White Hart Lane Stadium. Wow, really? What a day that was. What a day. And look how far we have fallen. So disappointing because I really did think that day was going to lead us to bigger and better things. And we are so poor now. We are so poor. Our club is dead. We really need to spark it back into life. And I think the only way we're going to spark it back into life is by staying up and hopefully these owners who have been shocking for 25, 26 years will realize that if they don't do the proper job, then we are going to end up going down eventually. If it's not this season, it will be next season. So the owners have to realize this. Let's hope they do if we stay up. If we go down, I don't want to think about what's going to happen to Spurs. I mean, we'll be fine, but it's going to be a rough summer. It really is. Mr. M, as always, coming in with Wenger out. Absolutely. Get him gone. Daniel saying we've missed that dude. Dexter saying Chelsea going to relegate your asses. I mean, you like ass, don't you, Dexter? I don't see it, mate. I don't see it. I mean, they can't relegate our asses because even if West Ham win and Chelsea beat us, we're still not relegated, right? We still go into the final game. Tom saying, got my final t-shirt on today. Nice, mate. Yeah, what a day. What a day at the Lane. Spurs Glory says we've got to do everything we can to keep Robert De Zerbi. He'll be the next elite manager in world football. We've got to believe in his abilities and stick with him. I agree. 100%. We have to keep this man now. Listen, he wasn't my first choice. I'll be the first to admit, and most of you know, I wanted Poch back. But I am so pleased we got De Zerbi. I think he speaks absolute sense. And listen, this is not going to happen overnight, right? We finished 17th last season for a reason. And at best, we're going to finish 17th this season, again, for a reason. So we have a poor team, but we have a good manager now. Let's hope. Dexter's coming in again, saying Arsenal are going to get slapped by PSG and Spurs to go down. Absolute cinema. Tell you what, the start of that message was banging, mate. The first time I've agreed with you today. I do think Arsenal are going to get slapped by PSG, but Spurs are not going down. We're not going anywhere, buddy. We are staying up. Absolutely. The Sporting Journey says what they should do is show the VAR on screens inside the ground on the TV screens. That would cause a riot, mate. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. Yeah, for me, I just need to get rid of VAR altogether. Mr. M says we could have a rule where Clinton NG gets a free shot on goal. He still misses. He was terrible, wasn't he? He had cool hair. That was about as good as Clinton was. He had a funky haircut. But yeah, terrible. Pete says, oh, look, everyone, Dexter is here. Make sure you pay attention to Dexter's jibes. Otherwise, he'll feel bad. Listen, you got to love it. You got to love it when someone comes in. Dexter, I've not seen you a lot in there before, but I've seen you in other chats. You like to give it large, and I'm all for it. As long as it's not personal, it's all good. Dexter saying, when was the last time you won the league? You're not a big club. You just have a decent stadium. And I'm guessing, Dexter, you're probably 15. Oh, God, I sound like somebody. You're probably 15, right? You don't know football. Tottenham are a huge club. Tottenham are a huge club. It's not all about winning leagues. It's not all about winning leagues. It's historically we're a big club. And yes, sure, we haven't done it. We haven't done it in recent years. Absolutely. But you're right. We have got a big stadium. We have got probably the best training facilities in world football. But more than anything, we've got a massive fan base. Which I think makes us a big club. But listen, it is what it is. And that's why so many fans like yourself want us to get relegated, because we're a big club. Would we be having this conversation? Would you be going into Crystal Palace rooms and talking to them like it? No, you wouldn't, because Palace are not a big club. Tottenham are. It is what it is. And Leeds United are as well. Leeds United, another massive club. But it is what it is. Danny says, Danny Talks Leeds. Guys, get over the Danny Talks Leeds. Give him a sub. Lovely guy. And he comes in here, he gives it large, and he talks Leeds, he talks Tottenham, and he's respectful more than anything. So, guys, please get over there and sub to Danny Talks Leeds. I will be getting over there. I don't know if I've subbed or I might have subbed already, but hopefully you'll get a couple of subs, Danny, from this. Stephen says, Nigel, whatever happens in the end, I thank you and the 2 marks for keeping me sane in this desperate season. So thanks, mate. Keep it up. Big up to you, Stephen. Thank you, mate. You know what? Little messages like that mean the world. They really do, because we're not big YouTubers. We're not massive at all, you know. I'm certainly not. You know, my views are up and down because I'm going at different times. And I just love talking football. But you guys in the chat make it. Whether you're Spurs fans, whether you're Leeds fans, whether you're trolls, it's all good, because it's all conversation, and I absolutely love it. Daniel saying, wow, to Tom, good knowledge, absolutely. And Tom saying, we beat Man U that day too. We did. Harry Kane. What we do for a Harry Kane now, right? What we would do for Harry Kane now. The Sporting Journey saying, Dexter Morgan, do you ever say anything positive? I don't think he does, but you know, it is what it is. Danny says, Jess. It's Jess in. Sporting Journey says, good afternoon, chat. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you. Absolutely. Dexter, the least you could do is sub to the channel, mate. You know, Dexter says, when was the last time? Genuine question. Why Why are you man so sensitive about it? Last time we won the league would have been 1961. I'm guessing you were not alive then, right? I wasn't either, by the way. But listen, for me, a big club is not all about the trophies you win, right? I'm talking about historic clubs. And I look at Leeds United as one. Leeds United, historically, a massive club, right? Because they won massive trophies, they won leagues. We can all talk about, football starting when the Premier League started. Sadly, it didn't. It went on a long time before that. So, listen, it is what it is, Dexter. I appreciate you being in here, mate. You've got your opinion. I love it. I don't even know who you support. Are you a Chelsea fan? I mean, if you are a Chelsea fan, you're saying Spurs are not a big club. Come on, man. What are we doing now? Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea were nothing 20 years ago. Literally nothing, you know. But, the ground was a shed. So let's not go there. Pete says he's definitely 15. Nige, only kiddies use that. You man rubbish. That's true. That's true. But he is welcome. He is welcome. Mum Overlord is in. Since Spurs are staying up, West Ham are going down. Been saying it for weeks. Get in. Love it. Love it. I'm on the Mum Overlord train. We are staying up. West Ham are going down. Kev says Spurs aren't a big club. No, we are a huge club. Top 10 richest, best ground in the league, and training facilities. All Spurs are missing is a Middle East owner money to make us gigantic. Come on, you Spurs. I think we are a sleeping giant, mate. There is so much potential at Tottenham. We just need someone to come in who really wants to take this club forward. This is the problem that we have. We have owners who don't really want to take this club forward, and it is what it is. It really is. One Spurs King said, "I'd be a troll if my name was Dexter." Poor lad. Oh, bless him. Bless him. He's welcome. Jess says, Stace. Big up, Jess. Big up, Stace. Hope you're well. Are you doing a watch along tonight? Is there a game on tonight? There probably is, right? There probably is. Playoffs or something. If so, I will pop in and say hello and smash a like. But thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it. Daniel says, one Spurs King, laugh out loud. Tom says, to be honest, I do think the size of a club is down to trophies. That's fair. Listen, we've all got difference of opinions, I guess, don't we, and that kind of thing. And I get it. But even if you're talking about trophies won, I think Spurs are like in the top 6 of English clubs of the amount of trophies that we've won. So that makes us a big club. Sure, recently, not so much. But I think historically we are still winning a lot of trophies. Daniel said, I'm guessing he's a Man United fan, are you, Dexter? Dexter said, you can't be a big club, no Champions League. Last time you won the league, early 60s, you're a Southern Everton. Oh, Dexter's a Liverpool fan. Oh, I get it. I can't really argue. Liverpool are a massive club. But you know what? It is. We were in the Champions League this season, mate. So, are we talking about big clubs as soon as they go out of the Champions League? So next season, because we're not in it, we're not a big club anymore. So when Liverpool haven't qualified for the Champions League, they're not a big club. Doesn't make sense. But listen, it's all about opinions, right? If we're looking at trophies in recent years, Tottenham are not a big club. If you're looking at it historically, then Spurs are. If we're looking at how much money we have and stadium side, all that then we are as well. But listen, it all depends what you want to look at. Jess says Spurs are staying up, West Ham are going down, and Leeds are going to take great pleasure in relegating West Ham. Oh, I hope so. I really do. I think this is going to go down to the last game of the season. And I've got a feeling I'm going to be a massive Leeds fan by the end of it because I can see Leeds getting a win at West Ham. It's going to be one of those, like I said earlier, where we're going to be swapping places all day Sunday during that game. That 90 minutes, West Ham are going to be out of it, then Spurs are going to be out of it. And I'm just hoping Leeds come up, beat West Ham, and we will see what happens. Stace says Leeds will put the nail in the West Ham coffin last day of the season. We will take that all day long. Kev says if silverware determines a football club, then Man City were founded in 2010. Exactly, mate. Exactly. I can remember watching Man City at Main Road. When they're in League Two. Come on now. You know. Teams with money are suddenly a massive club just because they bought their way to success. For me, no. Then that means Blackburn Rovers are a massive club as well. And look where they are now. Is It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. And Mum Overlord says yes, playoffs, nice. Daniel says we're the first British European champions too. Absolutely, the first British club to win a European trophy. Dexter said, "No, you haven't won it." No, of course not. Of course not. No. Bodo doesn't make them big. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Liverpool are a big club. I can't argue with that, Dexter. Liverpool are massive. They've won the European Cup loads of times, you know, but there's not many clubs that win the European Cup, right? Or as you know, in the Champions League. You know, Liverpool won, United or another. I don't know who you support. Oh, you said Liverpool, didn't you? But listen, it is what it is. You've got other teams that have won the European Cup or the Champions League that are not necessarily big clubs. Would you call Aston Villa a huge club? They won the European Cup, sorry. So listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Horses for courses. Um, Stay says drinks, last day night party over. Just have a bubble machine. Oh, nice. I do like a bubble machine. Right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I think I've got to make dinner. Kev saying Liverpool are on the decline. They look a shadow of their former selves. This has been one of the worst title defenses in Premier League history. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, Dexter, talk to us about Liverpool this season. They've been shocking, mate. They couldn't even beat Spurs at Anfield, so they must be bad. You know, come on, come on. Dexter said, Tom, I'm guessing by your profile photos, a long time since you did yours. Guys, keep it nice. Keep it nice. Right, chaps, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you haven't, smash that like, hit the subscribe on the way out and slot out. Absolutely. Guys, take care. Have a great evening. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I will be on again, no doubt. Fingers crossed, Newcastle United. Come on, Newcastle. Guys, have a great weekend. And as always, come on, you Spurs.